괴로움의 그침에 대한 전체 문장. 무지가 없으면 필수 결정 조건이 없다. 무지가 그치면 필수 결정 조건이 그친다. 필수 결정 조건이 없으면 의식이 없다. 필수 결정 조건이 그치면 의식이 그친다. 의식이 없으면 이름과 토대가 없다. 의식이 그치면 이름과 토대가 그친다. 이름과 토대가 없으면 6가지 감각이 없다. 이름과 토대가 그치면 6가지 감각이 그친다. 6가지 감각이 없으면 접촉이 없다. 6가지 감각이 그치면 접촉이 그친다. 접촉이 없으면 느낌이 없다. 접촉이 그치면 느낌이 그친다. 느낌이 없으면 갈망이 없다. 느낌이 그치면 갈망이 그친다. 갈망이 없으면 집착이 없다. 갈망이 그치면 집착이 그친다. 집착이 없으면 존재가 없다. 집착이 그치면 존재가 그친다. 존재가 없으면 태어남이 없다. 존재가 그치면 태어남이 그친다. 태어남이 없으면 늙음과 죽음이 없다. 태어남이 그치면 늙음과 죽음이 그친다. 태어남이 없으면 슬픔이 없다. 태어남이 그치면 슬픔이 그친다. 태어남이 없으면 애통함이 없다. 태어남이 그치면 애통함이 그친다. 태어남이 없으면 고통이 없다. 태어남이 그치면 고통이 그친다. 태어남이 없으면 애도가 없다. 태어남이 그치면 애도가 그친다. 태어남이 없으면 절망이 없다. 태어남이 그치면 절망이 그친다. 이거를 영어로 옮겨보겠습니다. 제목은 Paṭiccasamuppāda formulation about ceasing suffering. 읽어보겠습니다. When there is not nescience, determination is not. With the cessation of nescience, determination ceases. When there is not determination, consciousness is not. With the cessation of determinations, consciousness ceases. When there is not consciousness, name and matter is not. With the cessation of consciousness, name and matter cease. When there is not name and matter, six bases is not. With the cessation of name and matter, six bases cease. When there is not six bases, contact is not. With the cessation of six bases, contact ceases. When there is not contact, feeling is not. With the cessation of contact, feeling ceases. When there is not feeling, craving is not. With the cessation of feeling, craving ceases. When there is not craving, holding is not. With the cessation of craving, holding ceases. When there is not holding, being is not. With the cessation of holding, being ceases. When there is not being, birth is not. With the cessation of being, birth ceases. When there is not birth, aging and death is not. With the cessation of birth, aging and death cease. When there is not birth, sorrow is not. With the cessation of birth, sorrow ceases. When there is not birth, lamentation is not. With the cessation of birth, lamentation ceases. And there is not birth, pain is not. With the cessation of birth, pain ceases. When there is not birth, grief is not. With the cessation of birth, grief ceases. When there is not birth, despair is not. With the cessation of birth, despair ceases. And for example, let's check with the cessation of contact, feeling ceases. This in real situation that we can experience. First, write your feeling on a paper. Second, look at the right side, number 1 video. Third, then write your feeling on a paper again in 1 second. Fourth, finally compare your before and after feelings. Fifth, and if you accept this is a Paṭiccasamuppāda, and there is no ego but just pain, then you will have a new point of view about your world. Okay, let's just see number 1 video.
In 90 seconds, that's all it takes for an emotion like anger to run its course through your body. So if you're holding on to an emotion for anything longer than that, it's probably because you're choosing to. New York Times best-selling author Dr. Jill Bolte Taylor says learning how your brain works can actually help you apply what she calls the 90-second rule to stop unwanted emotions from lingering.
Let's start there. What is the 90-second rule?
So the 90-second rule is at any moment in time, there are only 3 things going on inside of your head. You're thinking thoughts, you're feeling emotions, and you're having a physiological response to what you're thinking and what you're feeling. Mm-hmm. And so if we have a thought that is going to eventually stimulate a emotion like anger, then we have a physiological response where noradrenaline gets dumped into the bloodstream, it floods through us, flushes out of us. From the first of the thought to the time your blood is completely clean takes less than 90 seconds. So I know many of us can stay angry for a whole lot longer than 90 seconds, but that's because we're actually rerunning that loop. We're rethinking the thought that's re-stimulating the emotional circuit, and then here we go again on that ride. But just knowing that from the beginning to the end takes less than 90 seconds, and we can observe it instead of engage in it, gives us a whole lot more power over what we're expressing in the world.
You talk about adults recognizing their 4 characters and getting acquainted with them. What does that mean? What are our 4 characters?
So when you think about the human brain, I brought a little model.
Okay.
We have 2 emotional groups of cells, one in each of the 2 hemispheres. So we've been taught that the right brain is emotional and the left brain is rational, but that's simply not true anatomically. Anatomically, we have 2 emotional groups of cells and then 2 thinking groups of cells. And each of those modules of cells exhibit very specific skill sets. They feel very specific inside of our body. And when we get to know which those 4 are, we can pick and choose moment by moment who and how we want to be in the world. It's personal freedom.
Wow, I have never heard that before.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've always been trained that the right brain and the left brain do completely different things. What are those characters then? Like, how do we choose them?
We have higher cognitive thinking in our left brain, and I call that character number 1. It's the part that goes to work. It knows to clean us up. It knows to be punctual and get us somewhere on time. It organizes and categorizes. It has a group of cells that defines the boundaries of where we begin and where we end. So I know that this is me because I have that character 1, and I know that this is not me because I have have that character 1 holographic image. And then character 2 is the emotion of our past. And the emotion from our past is alarm, alarm, alert, alert. Is there any reason why I need to push away from the stimulation coming in? Is this situation a threat to me? So any of our emotions like resentment or guilt or shame come from something that we did in the past. And so that's character 2. Character 3 is in the right brain, as is character 4. And the right brain is a right here, right now. And emotionally, right here, right now is a perfect, exciting, and interesting. It's curious. It doesn't have the negative judgment that comes in with that left brain critical analysis. So it's curious and creative. And the first step in the creative process is chaos. So it enjoys the playful nature and the adrenaline rush of the right here, right now experiential. And then character 4 is the thinking in that right brain. And that is our ability to be in the present moment, to connect with something that is greater than ourselves. And it doesn't have the definition of where we begin and where we end. So we really are as big as the universe.
How do we do this in a healthy way? Like, how do we cope and choose these characters, but do it in a healthy manner?
If your left brain character 1 is A-type personality and has no respect for your playful spirit, then your playful spirit is going to feel like it
Character
never
1
gets
is
to breathe
ego.
and it never gets to be the pause. The left brain is the push, push, push stress circuitry. We need that right brain in order to have the left brain push and then the right brain to have the relaxation and pause.
So to explain this even better, Dr. Jill has a new book. It's called Whole Brain